Where'd it go? Okay, yeah, so Jared. Jared.
You may know him, tall guy.
Yeah, we just
broken arm.
He dislocated his right shoulder. I'm not supposed to have these stories. So we're in the green room. Okay, we're in the green room, and you know everyone's kind of chilling on the couch. We're all just kind of waiting to come up on stage to do the photo ops, and Jared's, we're all a little bit bored, and Jared's bored, and he's like, all right, who wants to wrestle? And
famous last word.
And I'm bored, and I think Matt was gonna say yes. I'm like, for me, I'm like, oh yeah. I'm like, yeah, of course, yeah, sure, I'll do it. And I thought he was, I kind of thought he was joking, I wasn't sure. And then, Jared comes in with this big smile. He's like, like that big teddy bear thing that he does. I'm like, oh, yeah, we're gonna go to somewhere with more room, right? Because there's like the couch and like a big marble table there.
Safety first. That's what you're thinking.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, okay, this isn't even a flat surface. But he comes at you.
Not even kinda. Like there's a couch and a coffee table a half a foot away with bottles and glasses and plates and things like. This is not the #1 place to wrestle.
Definitely wasn't, but once Jared starts coming at you, you really don't have a choice. Because he's a really big guy.
Hey, you wanna wrestle?
Sure.
Hey, little man, you wanna wrestle over there?
Yeah, I'll wrestle.
Alright.
So, I mean, Jared's strong. Don't get me wrong, he's strong. If he asked me to do any striking, I probably wouldn't. I'm like, okay, unless we're just like, half speed, no light contact. Because, yeah, I mean, even his hand is like the size of my head. So if he asked me to strike, no. But he's not much, he's not a grappler, he doesn't come from it. I mean, he's got tight holds and stuff, and he's, again, really strong.
Bear strength.
Yeah, really. Kind of feels like a bear, but I'm like, yeah, I'd like to kind of see how it is. So, anyways, he's coming at me, and he kind of gets me in like this front choke, and he's trying to choke me. I'm like, oh, this got really fast. I'm not like Thai is a trained jiu-jitsu, taekwondo. What else? Like
MMA, jiu-jitsu.
MMA. It's a lot of stuff. And for me, I've done wushu, which is like it's considered more of a dance than a martial art. It's like a performance thing. I'm like, okay, I've kind of dabbled in it. So he comes at me, and so the first thing I'd be like, okay, gotta breathe. And slowly he's giving me room, so I'm just kind of playing. I flip him around onto the couch, and I'm on top of him. Before you know it, I have him in a good, lock, good position. And so I have him in this headlock, and I'm like, okay, he's probably gonna flip me over with one arm because he's strong enough to do that. So I, hook in my legs. So I'm like a backpack at this point. I'm holding him
but smaller.
Kind of, right? So I'm choking him, and
they're like one of those little backpacks that girls wear. I mean, it's because it's Jared, right? I'm not saying anything about you. Like,
yeah.
You look like a little Hello Kitty doll in the back.
And so at this point, Ty walks over, and he's like telling Jared, like, okay, you should do this. He's just kind of walking Jared through. So I'm just waiting. I'm like, okay, I'm like, all right. Now it's becoming like a instructional jiu-jitsu thing. But Jared's also very competitive.
Yes.
And this scared me just for a second.
See it in his eyes, that moment of like, oh shit, I'm not gonna get caught in this like a little guy.
I could not see it in his eyes, but I'm like, okay. If it was any other person, I'd just like choke up a little bit, and usually they tap. Not Jared. So I'm waiting, and then I see he starts to stand up. I'm like, oh god. So I'm like, all right, let's finish it. Nope. Right away he starts doing this, and I'm like, way the hell up here. I see my head going down, like, oh, the floor is coming. I mean, it was either the table, the couch, or the floor, but at least he didn't go there, because if he went that way, I would have just let go, and then it would have been really messy. So he basically tries to pile drive me into the floor, and I see the floor coming, and I kind of tuck my head away at the last moment, and then we go down, and then basically I'm lying on top of him after, like, there's like a quick roll, I'm talking, I'm joking him out, and then I see him tap, and he's like, I think I dislocated my shoulder. And I'm like, yeah.
It was kind of fun the way he did it, because he was just kind of stone-faced.
I can tell if he was joking. I can never tell if he's joking.
Oh, I know. Until
his face kind of started getting really pale, and then he just sat down like this. I'm like, oh.
So we have renamed our friend here to Master Chau. We've all been like walking into the room, we've done bow, we enter, Master Chau. And the first thing I said, we didn't even realize how much Jared had injured his shoulder, and I was like, having a coffee going, thank God it's not, because I know I'm next. I'm not in the mood for this shit.
Yeah, but what happened was he actually, going to the floor, he actually caught his elbow here, and then popped his shoulder up. Right, so it was like, he was trying to grab on, he was trying to rip my arm away from his neck, and then just it didn't pop that much off. It was just a little bit, you know.
Just a little bit.
Right, so Cliff came over and was like, oh, yeah, it's out. And he just like pushed it back in. It's like, which wasn't so bad, right?
The good news is, considering the granite coffee table and the glasses and the plates and the forks and all the stuff that was there, it's really probably the least of the injuries that we could have seen.
Probably.
Because if Jared had actually landed that, this is like concrete under here, folks. This isn't padded. This is like cheap industrial carpet about that thick. And if he had landed that and not slowed down on the couch, we would have been putting you into like
pretty much. I thought my head was gonna go onto the. Well, I mean, I turned at the last second. It was very close.
But I also want to say, Master Chau, if I may, Master Chau could have let go. He could have let go at that point. He's like, I know I'm going over. You could have. You could have went, I'm going to let go. No. That's when no one, you guys have heard us talk about how this show is filled with alpha males, right? Which is a unique thing. Like, normally, these kind of people butt heads. We just wrestle a little bit. But it's like, under any other circumstances, both you little alpha males could have went, I'm going to stop this. This has gone far enough. Nope, I'm holding this right down. I'm taking this moose right to the ground.
If you went for the table, I wouldn't let go. Sure. But like seeing the floor, I'm like, okay, tuck and roll, tuck and roll, tuck and roll. Kind of worked out. Kind of worked out. But the real pain came after, because after, it was again, he's like, oh, I feel like I need to stretch it. He's like up in the room, and he's like, oh, I just need to stretch it. He popped it out a second time, because he was just like this, and that one hurt way more than the first one. And this time it actually popped all the way out. So Tomo and Cliff were there putting back in. But like, I mean, I'm saying this now with, lighter, but I swear, yesterday, the entire day, I was like, oh God, I really messed up. I'm so sorry.
We were all trying to coax him into some like, some kind of, grasshopper, big moose.
And it was tough, but it was such a weird. I felt so guilty, like so guilty the entire time. And all of these guys were just like cheering me, like they're like.
And poor Jared's had like no sympathy. I mean, we love it. We don't want him hurt, but we're like, yeah.
And I'm like,
he'll heal. He's fine.
Yeah. So he finally went. And again, sorry for him missing his panel yesterday, but yeah, basically. They went off to dinner. I'm like, and I have to stay with him, so I just sat in the room and me and Cliff watched him sleep for a couple hours, watching him Italian. So
which is kind of creepy. And I know all of you are thinking, I want to watch him sleep. I know. That would be funny. He wakes up and there's like 100 girls in there.
But yeah, and after just in case he needed help, and yeah, once the pain, whatever thing he took wore off, he was supposed to wake up from the pain. He didn't. He just slept right through it, so it wasn't that bad. And so Cliff's like, yeah, I'll be fine. So
personally, I think he's milking it.
I don't know. It hurt a lot. So Cliff just kind of urged me. It's like, you should go enjoy the dinner. your first time in Rome, you really should, you know, have the whole meal. I'm like okay, I'll go. And still worried. So actually, Jared, when he finally woke up, he came to the restaurant, and you know, he's like, Osric, I knew you were going to be worried all night if I didn't show up. He's like, I want to go to bed. And I really appreciate that from Jared. So you know, he's a stand-up guy.
Wait a minute. He said, Master Chau. I want to thank you for the lesson. You are right. Truly, cricket takes down Goose.